What is so stupid but it actually really works? Putting a piece of duct tape on your bike seat so people won't steal it. Who wants to try and sell a potentially ripped bike seat? Let alone buy one. Living in Nick in the 90s, bike shops would offer a service to ugly your new bike. Basically they would beat the shit out of your new bike so it would be less likely to get stolen. I think this is the equivalent of placing crap in plain view in your car so people can see it if they look in your windows and will, hopefully, deter them from stealing your car, breaking into your car because it's so junky. I have a bag of trash that's not food related so it won't stink up the car if I park in the sun and won't attract ants, but gives the look of a car owned by someone who doesn't give a crap about their car that's also probably crap and doesn't have anything worth stealing in the car. Same reason why I wear an oversized old ratty hoodie to Walmart so I don't get hit up for money. Placebo effect. Not just the placebo effect, but knowing it's a placebo and it still works. But knowing it's a placebo and it still works. I feel this 100%. My girlfriend speaks Spanish and I don't. She taught me some trick to cure hiccups where you recite a little poem type thing in Spanish, then take 3 small sips of water after reciting the poem. I can't remember what it translates to off the top of my head, but it works every single time without fail. I don't even understand it and it still works. Every fiber of my being knows that it's placebo. I've even told myself internally that it's placebo while doing it and it still worked. Shit's weird. I drank creek water and got 8 days off of work. Reminds me of a kid in grade school who ate moldy bread to get the day off school. One of my proudest moments as a cell phone tech was getting this to work. Now mind you, I still had to know a fair bit. Woman had an ancient smartphone. Way beyond warranty. Even beyond end of life, so no repairs really possible. Refused to replace it. Refused all options. Her Wi-Fi was going out intermittently. It would work at home, but not at work. Then it would work at work, but not at home. Infuriatingly intermittent. After extensive troubleshooting I realized it must be her commute. Sure enough, rough roads. Lots of potholes. The Wi-Fi antenna was wiggling loose under vibration. And wiggling back into contact. 3 good thumps and it was connecting again. At least for the moment. It was a very temporary fix, but she left me no alternatives and would consider no other options. For me personally, I make a to-do list but put like 3 or 4 things that are just mind-numbingly simple. I knock them out. Cross them off. Feel productive. And feel motivated to hammer out the tougher pieces. Here's the problem. I get through the 3 or 4 simple things. And stop because I feel that I've been productive enough today. Then I put off the real tasks until tomorrow. After 3 or 4 more simple tasks. Putting hand sanitizer on bug bites. It's the most glorious feeling and it works better than any itch spray. Another thing that works great on itchy bug bites. Use a hairdryer. Set it to hot. Blow it at the bug bite from 6 inches away until it just starts to hurt. You're not looking to scald yourself here. Then turn it away. Repeat 2 more times. Strangest thing. But it totally relieves the itch for a good 24 hours. Vastly more effective than anti-itch cream. I have trouble with motivation and procrastination, but I am learning that I routinely fall for some pretty dumb tricks. Giving myself a countdown. If I need to do something I don't want to do, I do it on the count of 3, and for some reason it really helps. Setting insanely easy goals to trick myself into starting a task, e.g. spend 1 minute practicing. Once I've started I usually keep going. Stay at least a year behind in technology and gaming. Better yet. 2. You'll save a shit ton of money. This has been my MO for almost 10 years now. I rarely pay more than $15 for a game. The only thing that sucks is most games with multiplayer components are usually pretty dead by the time I get to them. Long story short. A boorish guy was bullying my grandfather at a movie theater. My grandpa turned around and literally blew air on his face. The man was so weirded out that he left the theater. Plot twist. This was back during the Spanish flu era. And the boorish guy's bullying was telling his grandpa to wear a mask. Today I fixed my refrigerator's water dispenser by forcefully pushing random buttons until it started working again. This was after reading the entire manual front to back twice. Didn't help at all. Eater, never mind. It's broken again. Time to push more buttons. Feeling tired? Headache? Muscle cramps? Drink water. It is amazing how many people walk around in a state of dehydration. Water is an amazing fluid that solves a lot of problems. If not, maybe look at supplementing magnesium. A significant amount of the population doesn't consume the RDI, and all those indications are symptoms of Mg deficiency. Fatigue is usually the first symptom. Muscle cramps and tremors are next. Headaches aren't as common but still an indication. Vitamin B6 and vitamin D deficiency can lead Mg deficiency too. Telling yourself you look good in the mirror will make you think that you look better. To top on, look at yourself in the eye and call out things like you would to a friend. I like your hair today. Your shirt is fantastic. You always have such an uplifting smile. You should be your own friend. Don't talk to yourself in the mirror like you're the enemy. On hot days, our neighbor turns on his lawn sprinkler and sits next to it in a lawn chair in his bathing suit. Before I had air conditioning, my wife and I put a couple inches of hose water in a plastic kiddie pool and sat in lawn chairs soaking our feet. Turns out if your feet are comfortably cool, then you will be comfortable overall. Over subsequent years we built it up, bought a projector and watched Netflix cast on the side of the house while watching from lawn chairs with feet soaking. Living the high life. Putting a few ice cubes in the dryer with a garment that needs ironing. 15 minutes later you have a wrinkle-free item of clothing with extra time free to spend on other things. My dryer has a setting that does the same thing. Basically it mists the clothes then runs. I haven't used an iron since we moved into this house 10 years ago. If you think someone is following you, literally act as crazy and stupid as you can. It is so stupid, but the other person is usually so freaked out they leave you alone. Rhett and Link made a video where they walked in a way that statistically reduces the chance of being mugged. Sync arms and legs, rather than alternating. Bring your knees high while stepping forward. And walk toe heel. Edit. My memory is bad. And apparently this is the walk that will get you mugged. My aunt puts her expensive jewelry in a Ziploc bag. And her cheap jewelry in the jewelry boxes. She apparently had a lot of her jewelry stolen in the past by family. She now only has the cheap stuff stolen. Yup. You get really creative when you've had your stuff stolen. It also sucks because I'll never not feel anxiety leaving my house again. One of the worst feelings is coming home and noticing a lot of your stuff is gone. Wait. I had a TV when I left. Convincing someone that it was their idea to finally get them to agree to it. It works at an incredible success rate. I had boss who was like that. If you wanted anything implemented, you had to steer him toward suggesting what you actually wanted. And then go, great idea. When he finally spoke it. Dressing well at work. You can be an amazing worker, but people really do judge you by how you look. And by well I mean looking put together and professional. This applies for trades, blue collar work as well as white collar. I've worked both. This is verified fact. Always been one to dress up for work, and, routinely, folks in the elevator lobby who don't know me assume I am headed for the top floor, where the finance and C-suite folks live. If you have trouble locking your car or opening your gate via remote control because you are far away, hold it to your head and you improve your remote's antenna. Some people are scared of it, but it is because your head is a Faraday cage that it simply conducts the signal around your scalp, giving you a giant antenna. So next time you forget where you parked your car and you press the button and nothing happens, hold it to your head and push the button. Your car will probably unlock and make a noise so you can find it. Tie up some plastic bags outside to mimic a wasp nest. Other wasps won't make a new nest thinking there is already one there. The wasps in the homeowners association might send you a passive-aggressive letter though. Working a full-time office job. If you think about it, it's completely f***ing insane. You spend so much time getting ready to go there, getting there, and then being there. Between all of that, it's easily 60 hours a week. If you're only working 40, then you get your work done in a fraction of that. Maybe 6 hours total, like for the week. Not each day, but you have to look busy the rest of the time when you could be outside, or playing with your kid, or painting, or jerking off on PH. It really doesn't matter. The point is, you could be doing a million other things that would make you happy, but instead you're staring at a fake spreadsheet or a progress bar or sitting in a meeting that could easily have been an email. It's the stupidest shit I've ever heard of. It works though. You get money and so you can have a house and a car and whatever other crap you want. You can futz with these things on your time off. Putting in earbuds but not listening to anything and instead listen to the people around you. Also, was having a hard time being on time. So set the clock in my bathroom ahead 15 minutes. I mean, I know it's fast, but I'm not late anymore. My mom always did the set the clock ahead 5 minutes thing. But then she'd realize that it was 5 minutes fast and adjust it in her head. So she started setting it 10 minutes fast. And so on. I laughed so much when I visited once and the bedroom bathroom clocks were a full hour and 15 minutes fast from this absurd exercise. My anti-clothing static device. I think I learned about this on Reddit. I live in a dry climate and static cling was always a problem. I really dislike fabric softeners for multiple reasons. But this trick solved the problem. Take an old cloth, mine is a cloth napkin, and pin 7-10 big safety pins to it. Just toss it in the dryer with your clothes. The safety pins hit the sides of the dryer, continually grounding your laundry. Works like a charm. Positive self-talk. Yup. Speaking your goals. Speak what you want into existence. I'm doing pretty good. People respect my work. I have an awesome mustache and my wife loves me. Sometimes after using the restroom I get worried that I forgot to flush, so I go and check. 99% I did, but my brain broken, so I am constantly anxious about it. I now sing a little 6-word song straight after flushing. The song sticks with me so I may chill in peace without worry that I left something for the next person to use the toilet. They do this in Japan but with rail engineers. They literally say out loud what they are doing while they do it. So they absolutely know they did it and are paying attention. Some also use hand signals and pointing. This brought errors from 30% down to practically zero, and they've begun implementing it in hospitals as well, so doctors declare out loud what they're about to do. Sucking your thumb on the roof of your mouth to ease brain freeze. Came here to say this. Really? You can just press the pad of your thumb there. I guess sucking kinda locks it in place there. But then your thumb is covered in saliva. The superhero stance. Stand up straight. Chest out. Shoulder back. Hands on hips. Chin slightly elevated. It's so f***ing stupid. But damned if you don't start to believe your own fake superhero hype. My depression makes it hard for me to do chores on command. But I figured out that if I set a timer or give myself some time to psych myself up, then I do it. It doesn't always work, but 85% of the time I end up succeeding. And it's a huge leap from a few months ago when I just shut down over chores. Spitting on the inside of a diving mask and rubbing it around to prevent it from fogging up. I don't know the science behind it, but it's a technique used by most divers I've met, including myself. Wearing 2 pairs of socks. One thin pair under a thick pair. Sounds stupid. It helps wick the sweat away from your feet, reducing stinky feet and crusty socks. The socks the army gives us are like this. A thin black nylon inner, then a wool blend outer. Besides the sweat thing, it helps with blisters if you are walking a long distance. Welding a nut to a broken bolt to get it out. I do this all the time. Sometimes if the bolt is hard to access, I'll weld a washer to the bolt. Then weld a nut to the washer. Works great on broken exhaust manifold studs on cat engines. Beats the hell out of drilling those bastards out. A lot quicker too. I've worked in mental health for years. I can't tell you how many people tell me what a good listener I am. Because I just shut up and let people talk. It's not rocket science. But the large majority of people just want to feel like their voices are being heard. Too many therapists and providers don't know how to be quiet and stop loving the sound of their own voices. Hitting the TV to work. The laptop I am typing this on will sometimes stop working, and if I hit it in exactly the right spot, it reconnects some connection and actually starts up again. I've started saying hey I. Like the Fonz hitting a jukebox. It's very satisfying. Telling yourself you're warm when you are cold, or telling yourself you are cold when you are warm. You may think I'm bullshitting, but you can seemingly focus your energy on one and it seems to help slightly. I saw something about this one guy who calls himself the Iceman and goes shirtless into the wilderness of any given tundra. He said that it's all in the mind. And he's obviously never died of hypothermia up to this point. It gave me the idea to try it, and occasionally I'll try it in a real scenario and it will sort of actually make a difference. Don't get me wrong. Could be complete wishful thinking and some circumstantial evidence that it works. But it has helped in the past. Give it a try. Networking to get ahead in your career. This is unfortunately so true. I hated my old job and was desperate for a move. So I decided to become really active on LinkedIn and connect with a bunch of top people in my field. Keep in mind I'm only sporadically active on my own social media accounts. But I made a point to go all in to see if I could land a job. In the end I found a new job. Have tons of connections in my field. And still get recruited often to this day. Flattery. Every time I do it I think, this person is going to call me out and do the opposite of what I want, but nope. They share their donuts every time I tell them they are pretty handsome smart. Tired of dogs pooping in your lawn? Spread dog food treats along the edge border. When a doggo comes by and eats up the stuff in the grass, the owner will worry and pull the dog away. Boom, no dog poo. A lot of TV shows and movies. For example, I remember watching Big Bang Theory when it first came out and thinking, how could anybody find this crap funny and entertaining enough to watch it week after week? And it's on the air for 12 seasons. Allowing that random relentless dude following me to catch up just a wee bit before letting out a loud fart. Told you I ain't interested in a date. That is what you get for trying to persuade me when I've already said no. Effective, and they turn around in absolute disgust, lol. Trap music. It really works in the music industry. It hits. And it is dirt cheap. Just find impoverished person who already has a beat and a rap. Sign them. Promote them. Rake in profits from streams and sales. And then forget about them. You only need one song to blow up on social media. Exploit that person and move on to the next one who is just as willing to jump in front of the bus for fame.